Hey there YouTube, it's Adam here from Six Studios, and today we're starting a whole new series based on Flash. Before I've been showing you development on my new projects, and I'm going to take a different approach now and do a tutorial. Now, a friend said to me today in college, which I've just started, that YouTube's dead for Flash tutorials, and I wanted to change that. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a basic platformer game in a few episodes. Today we're going to be starting off with something really basic and just making a little ball move around the screen, just so you can get used to the ActionScript. I am going to show you ActionScript 2, which is, I know it's outdated, but it is easy and it's easy to teach, so excuse me. Anyway, we're going to crack on with the video. First I'm going to show you what the finished product's going to look like, and this is basically it. I know it's nothing special, but it does get the job done, and it shows you the basics of ActionScript and whatnot. So if you want to make something like this and start off how everyone else starts off, carry on. Right, as you can see, I'm using Flash CS5 and ActionScript 2. Just point it out here. I'm going to change the frame rate to, I don't know, about 30 frames. No, I'll do 40, just so it runs smooth. And yeah, so this is the place where I'll be working. So we'll zoom in a bit. We'll use a ball, a yellow ball like Pac-Man or something, so they move around. Here he is, nice Pac-Man. And you make an oval by selecting the oval tool, obviously. Convert this to a symbol, like so. You go to the bottom here, convert to symbol. Now, a lot of this don't matter right now, but it needs to be a movie clip, not any of those two, because they won't work. Registration, that's not relevant at the minute. We'll just call it ball. Call it what you want, I just call it ball. Okay, so now we have a Pac-Man ball thing and movie clip, and there's two ways you can go about scripting in ActionScript 2. There's inside the timeline, you can see it's when you click on it, you can just go to actions of the movie clip, and there's separate files for ActionScript. That's how I code, that's my preference, but I'll show you both ways so you can adapt yourself. Right, so no matter what, you've got to name the movie clip. I'll call him Ball. Again, I'll just call him Ball. Alright, so let's get down to some proper coding. When you're using movie clip on the timeline and you're scripting that way, you've always got to start with an on-clip event. When you type that and you use the start the function, loads of menu. You don't have to use it, I usually type it myself because it's quicker, but it gives you a list of options of what to use and what functions you can use at this point. An on-clip event is an event which runs whenever you click one of these. So if you want it to run every frame, you click enter frame. When the player moves the mouse, it'll run the event, or loads or whatnot. I use enter frame though. Alright, close that. And then you've got to use these, I don't really know what they're called, but these sort of bracket things, and you've got to close things in between there. Now whatever I write in between here is going to be the function and what's going to run every frame. So now we need to make a function which runs on every frame. We're going to use something called an if statement. This is basically just a question you're asking Flash to answer. So you're saying if key is down, so I'm asking Flash if the button is down, say up, so it's not like that, key dot up in this case. You're asking Flash, I've just made another sort of, this is where the answer is going to be. If key is down, up, we want the ball, which is selected, so that's y minus 2. That basically means it's going up by 2 pixels. Okay, so now I've done basically the hardest part of today's tutorial. I know it's nothing hard, but shit happens. So what we need to do now, because we've got one direction which is up, and now we need to do left, right and down. So basically we need to copy this, because we'll be using very similar code, and pasting it down 4 times just to save time. Go back up to the second one we pasted and change the up to down. Remember, it has to be in capitals, otherwise it won't work. And we need to change that to a plus, so it's going in the opposite direction to the up one. This one you can change to left, and now we're not going on the Y axis, we need to change to the X axis, so change that to X, and left is backwards, so actually keep the minus. And then for this one, change that to right, change that to a plus, change that to an X, because again we're on the X axis. And that should make this whole thing work. I'm going to export it now, and if it doesn't work I apologise. I'm pretty sure it will do. There's a ball, and look, it moves around as I use the arrow keys. Okay, so that's one way of scripting a ball to move left, right, up and down. That's using the timeline, and now we're going to use a separate ActionScript file. This way is a bit more complicated, a bit more confusing, but it is a lot safer and gets better results, so you can't complain. Okay, we're going to go to the library, and our ball should be sitting nicely in there. Right click and go to properties. If you're using a lower version of Flash, I believe it's called linkages. I might be wrong, it's been a while. Anyway, click it and it brings up the symbol properties, which you have seen earlier when you create the symbol. You need to tick this button here, this box, export for ActionScript. This is saying when the ball's exported, it knows it's got an ActionScript file attached to it, or will be used by ActionScript in some way. Keep that ticked if you like. We'll call the class ball as well, so things don't get so confused. Actually, ball class, so things don't get any confusing. And then click OK. Right, now we have the ball linked to an ActionScript file. We need to make the ActionScript file. So we do this by going File, New at the top, and on the list, this long list, you pick ActionScript file. It's got to be that, otherwise you'll go wrong. So press OK, and here's this blank sheet full of nothing, ready to be coded on. You have to start in a particular way. You always have to start one of these files when using ActionScript 2, like this. I always forget, so I'll just copy it from here. It starts with class, what it's linked to, extends movie clip. Now the blue bits always stay the same. This is what you change. Now we called it, I think, ball underscore class. That's what we called the ball. That's what we linked it to. Yeah, let's just, should we make sure? Right click there, go into our properties. Yeah, ball class. So that's what we linked it to. As you can see by now, everything will start with these open and closed bracket things. So we need to make a new function, like we did before. We made an enter frame function last time, an on clip event, but we're already in a movie clip event ActionScript file thing, so all I need to put is function on enter frame. It's got to be just like that. If it goes blue, it means you're right. If it's not blue, then check your spelling or something. Then do some more bracket things, and here we have the function on enter frame. This means 40 times a second it's going to run this frame, run this event, and we basically just need to copy the same code as we used last time. I can't bother to explain it or go through it again. So Control and V, and there's a code. And let me just straighten that out a bit because it looks a bit confusing like that. Right. So there's our code. Now we need to save both the Flash file and the ActionScript file to the same folder. So I'll just put it in on my desktop. Script 2 now, we'll call this. It's got to be called what it's linked to. So again, ball class, because that's what it's linked as. So we're going to save it as that. And we'll save this as platform tutorial, since this is what we're building from. Right now, I'll just take this chance to say that we will be using this method of separate files and not the timeline one, even if it might be easier for you. I'm sorry, but I can't code that way. That's not how I work. So the more complicated stuff next week will be done with this method. Anyway, let's try and export it and let's hope it works. Right, let's get rid of that one. and let's try exporting it. Now there's no code here, so it can't be running from what we made earlier. This has to be from the linked. Let's hope it works. Yeah, it does. Look, moving this ball around freely, and that's because it's linked to that file we made. And it's okay. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. You want to join us next week, because we'll be going into more in-depth stuff. We'll get you really into making some games, which is what we want. We want more people like me, sad freaks. Next week we're talking about arrays. I think I've decided I'm going to be doing some array stuff. That's complicated shit, so be prepared. And yeah, what I want you to do, to show your appreciation to me, is subscribe to my channel, subscribe to our realm. That way you'll never miss any new tutorials I make or any development on my projects. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope it's helped. This has been Adam from 6 Studios. Goodbye.